The second type of retirement is what they call early retirement. You need to have at least 25 years in the pension fund. The benefits calculated the same way as the service formula. Those in Tier 1, if you wanted to retire and you weren't 55, but you did have 25 years of service, there's an age penalty or a reduction in your pension of 0.25% for each month you're under 55, and that equates to 3% a year. Those members in Tier 2, before age 60, there's a reduction of 1/12 of 1% per month. Under age 60, which is 1% per year, and then the additional penalty if you're under 55 that I referenced up above, 3% a year. For Tier 3, now the retirement age is 62. So we have the age penalty up to 62, between 62 and 55, and the normal age penalty if you're under 55. That all came about in the pension reforms of 2007 and 8. The next type is veteran retirement. We don't have any veterans, so we'll move through that. We have deferred retirement. If you are looking to go out under a deferred retirement, you have to have 10 years of service. You're not yet age 60. The retirement is effective the first month of attaining age 60. Under the tiers, it's collectible at different points, age 60 or 62. Same calculation according to the service formula. You do have to file an application for a deferred retirement to take effect. If you go out under deferred status, when you hit age 60, the pension check does not automatically arrive in the mail. You must apply for that process to take place. Under deferred status, your life insurance, your active life insurance, is not in effect from the time you terminate employment until your deferred retirement becomes effective. And there's a risk, because if you die when you terminate and your retirement becomes effective, it results in the return of your pension contributions with interest, but there's no other death benefit, no pension benefit. There are some restrictions if you have less than 25 years in terms of health benefits. But if you go out under deferred and you do have 25 years, you would be eligible for state coverage in the health plan when you retire at age 60 or when you begin to collect. Of the two types of disability, the first one is ordinary. For an ordinary disability, you have to have an active pension account, at least 10 years of New Jersey service credit. If you have purchased out-of-state credit, that does not count for the 10 years required for New Jersey service under disability. You must be totally and permanently disabled for the performance of your job. And if you qualify for ordinary disability, there's an annual benefit of 43.6% of your final average salary, or 1.64% for each year of service credit. If you become disabled, there is a chance, depending on the years of service you have, you may have a higher benefit going out under the service or early retirement. The process of disability can take up to 6 months, and it's a separate determination, a medical determination by the pension fund. So you could qualify for Social Security disability or workers' comp. That has no bearing on the pension decision. It's a separate and independent decision. Accidental disability is more of your job related, because it speaks of a traumatic event at the time of when you're an active member. And you do have to be an active member at the time of that event. You are considered totally and permanently disabled as a result of a traumatic event that's identifiable for time and place, that's undesigned and unexpected, caused by circumstances external to the member, and that occurred during and a result of your regular and assigned duties. That's the work-related piece. And not a result of your own negligence. You must be mentally and or physically incapacitated from performing any other duties, and you must file within 5 years of that event. Now, if you do qualify for the accidental disability, you have to be examined by the physicians of the Teacher Pension Annuity Fund, the medical panel, and it's a higher benefit than under the ordinary disability. It's 72.7% of your base salary at the time of the traumatic event. So the average, the final average, doesn't come into play under the accidental. The definition I read you in the second bullet is an expanded definition of the accidental disability that came out as a result of a court case on the definition. The old definition of traumatic event is at the bottom, and you can see the new definition from the court is much clearer. So those are the different types of retirement that all of you would fall under when you go to retire. So do we have any questions about the types of retirement that we just went over? Okay, let's go to the second part then, and we're going to talk about the pension options. When you go to retire, you have to decide how you're going to take your pension in retirement. You must select an option. There are 9 options, and it's an important decision on your part because you need to consider a variety of factors when you're deciding how you're going to take your pension. The Division of Pensions indicates that you should consider your health, your beneficiary's health if you're considering a beneficiary. Do you have a need to provide survivor benefits? What life insurance benefits are available to you? What other income sources might you have? There's Social Security if you have your Social Security. Your personal wealth, investments, property, equity, savings, tax shelters. All those things that make up your big financial picture. Because pension, in a lot of cases, is only one piece of that. There is no best option for everybody. People ask me that question, well, what's the best option? There isn't a best option. It's what option is best for you, considering all those factors. And the importance of selecting your option is that once you've made your choice and your retirement becomes due and payable, and that is normally when they issue your first check, you cannot change your payment option. You are locked into the option that you select. We'll talk about each pension option separately. Of the 9 options, we have maximum, which is no pension benefit to a beneficiary. Option 1, which has a feature known as the reducing reserve. And options 2, 3, 4, A, B, C, and D. These options provide a smaller monthly benefit based on the life expectancies of the member, you, and your beneficiary at the time of retirement. And under these options, your beneficiary has to be an individual. It can't be a charity, an institution. You can't leave it to your estate. Maximum has no pension benefit to a beneficiary, but it does pay the highest retirement benefit. But that benefit under maximum ends at your death. If you did happen to die soon after retirement, and you hadn't collected in pension checks what you had put in with interest, that amount would go to a beneficiary.